Hi, I'm Kyle Cease, and this is a video on April 2025. Before I get into this content, I would love to ask you to please make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel, as so much new content is coming through, and I would love to be able to share it with you. One of the things that's going to be happening in April and months around April is people who have held other people's feelings, emotions their entire life will finally, for the very first time, hear what they feel and experience their own guidance directly with God. Last night on the Absolutely Everything Pass, I did a talk about this. I did a talk on how empaths hold so many other people's feelings and have made it absolutely normal to hold their feelings, and they don't know about their connection to themselves. Check out this talk last night from the Absolutely Everything Pass and see if it resonates with you. One of the things that came up with a few different clients this week was this question. If you were truly free of this issue, what would your life be? Some people don't even know they could be free of the issue and go to a new life. Do you understand that? If you were truly free of this issue, what would your life be? And sometimes I'll go, guess what? You're truly free of it. You could have that. But the highest they know is overcoming issues. So instead of just living, it's like I want to keep overcoming the issue. And I want to offer you some issues are done. And sometimes just living your life will clear out some more issues you didn't even know were there. And sometimes there really is something stuck. And I understand that. And it's something to look at. So Sarah and Matthew K say, it's scary and blank. I can't imagine it. Isn't that amazing? I can't imagine life free of my issue, right? I want to dare you to find your courage and go, how would you truly live? And I'll also ask you this. How would you truly live? Check out this question. How would you truly live if you're not responsible for other people's feelings? Now, this is big because we all don't want to hurt anybody, but there's two types of hurting. There's a hurting where you're actually hurting someone. You're aiming at them, you're insulting them, you're mean to them, you're hitting them. Okay, that would be a bad thing. Don't do that. But sometimes people are scared to hurt other people by just living in their highest truth. In other words, they're scared of hurting people who are controlling them. That's the only people they're scared of hurting. They're scared that this person is not going to be able to continually control them and they will be abandoned by them. Usually they'll find that they're actually very powerful and it might open the person's heart. But what we don't understand is that we are holding a lot of other people's pain. And many of us grew up in houses where to not get hurt, you had to hold people around you's pain. And this became what you've identified as you. You are the one that holds everyone's pain. Then you think this is how friendships work. This is how relationships work. I literally just hold everyone else's pain. I don't even know about anyone seeing my heart or caring about me. And you start to realize you got like 7 stacks of clothes, meaning people's energy, and you don't even know what you're wearing. You don't even know what your outfit looks like. You're carrying, and the identity that you have is I am responsible for everyone else's feelings. And guess what? Many of them stay addicted and controlling and narcissistic because you're enabling them to. You're still always there. You're available for them. You're always there to hear them. They have no leverage to change because you're always there and they know deep down in their subconscious that you're not going anywhere. And they can take from you and they can make you give to them and they can scare you with manipulation and you will hold their pain. And that seems to be the core of my audience, right? This is so big because so many people in my audience are people that are holding everyone else's pain. And I find that the number one way to get people to release that is to see what they feel. And one of the things that I notice is a lot of those people don't even know there's a them. The amount of times I work with someone and say, what if you lived in your heart? The first answer is, well, they won't like that. My mom won't like that. My ex won't like that. My friend won't like that. My partner won't like that. And there's no you in this. You're just going, they won't like it. And I'm like, what do you want? And they don't understand that you're holding them so much that you don't even know you exist. Whenever you are in a place of noticing constantly, what will they think? What's that person think? What will they say? I want you to notice you have made it normal for you to care for everyone over yourself. That was what you had to create in your developmental years as a child. And so my dare to you is ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Not what am I feeling as far as it's okay to someone else. What am I feeling as far as what is acceptable to feel? Not what am I feeling and I'll get over it. Not what am I feeling and where did it come from? Just what's the feeling here? A voice of the inner child is never shame. It says, I feel. I feel scared. I feel misunderstood. I feel unloved. I feel unwanted. I feel lost. That's it. And the second you start saying a reason, guess what? We go to the reason. So we leave the inner child. If you say, I feel invisible because that person never called me back, now I'm focused on the person. You've just left the child, right? If you say, I'm really sad because someone at work insulted me, I'm focused on the person that insulted you and not you. And one of the reasons we're so exhausted is we're trying to fix those things that will always be there. Oh, this person said this happened, this happened. And I see that. We're all just fixing these things, right? But that's going to always be there. But it won't be there the same way when you start to connect to what's here. In other words, the world will change and you'll stop seeing yourself as responsible for every person on the planet's feelings. If you weren't responsible for anyone else's feelings, what would your life be like? I want you to really hear the power in that question because the amount of one-on-ones I have that are like, well, then they would be, I know, what would your life be? Well, they would feel, I know, but get that off. This is some of the stacks of clothes that aren't yours that you're saying they wouldn't like it. Well, my mother-in-law, who never ever saw me, would think this is terrible. And I'm like, so what? So what? You're your own person. And whenever we honor everyone else's control, we're telling God that we're not going to listen to God. In other words, we're literally choosing other people's fear and ego over God, right? There's God giving you guided ideas. And God's basically saying, I want you to follow this calling because one reason is you're holding this person's pain, and I can't heal that person's pain until you give it back to them. And one of the reasons we're all so screwed up is there's a bunch of empaths holding everyone else's pain and have no idea what they feel, who they are, anything. A lot of us are holding different stacks of everyone else's pain, walking around the world just like, yeah, I got this, I got this. And God's like, I want to get that out of you. That's why I give you callings. That's why this feels so heavy. That's why you feel guided to go somewhere. That's why you can't sleep at night when you're holding all this shit. That's why you're getting sick. That's why things are off. That's why you're drinking still. That's why you're addicted. That's why it keeps happening. That's why your money issue sucks, because you have created an identity carrying everything but your soul. And God is dying to get directly to your soul because you won't believe how much world healing will accidentally just happen, how much manifesting will just accidentally happen, how much income, how much joy, how much power, how much you would happen if you were free of that. And so our job is to move into our power by not holding stuff that's not ours. Go into your childhood and notice how much you had to hold everyone else. You had to hold everybody else. Isn't that crazy? You're the child and you got to hold your parents' pain and your siblings' pain and your aunts and uncles and all this stuff, your teacher's pain. And then you started getting good at that and you think that's me. You put your name on this character. And so to let go of people's pain would be your power, but it would be unfamiliar. So it feels like death to you, but it's death to your pattern, right? This is what's happening now. New life. Are you not excited about this new life? This is your job. So when you hear this, here's the thing a lot of people do. They hear this, they get excited, and they go, okay, in a few weeks, I'm going to tell that person no. I'm like, why not this second? Why not this second? Why do we not? People are dancing around a plane with the door open, ready to skydive in a few weeks. And a part of me goes, what is that? No, I just want to hold and be yelled at and controlled more. You know what I'm saying? Like before I do it, I want it to suck longer. I want to keep holding everything, and I want to get to a point where a few weeks happens, I get reused to this and I don't change, right? Later means never in a lot of cases, right? So I'm going to dare you to ask yourself, if I'm not responsible for anyone else's feelings, and I don't mean be mean to someone, I don't mean hurt someone, I don't mean steal from someone, I don't mean any of that. I mean, if you're truly going to follow your heart and find the truest you, what would that be? What would that be? What would you be like not caring and being responsible for, because other people are responsible for their feelings too. God gave them their feelings to help them grow. They can't if you're holding it. It's very hard for them to do it if you're holding it. And you'll notice the factor of the people whose pain you're holding, because people with big open hearts, you don't have to hold their pain. You know, every once in a while I might cry to you on camera, but you don't have to hold my pain. You know that, right? I'm my own person. I'm guided. You don't have to hold my pain. There are people in the world you don't ever have to hold their pain. They're doing their own inner work and are powerful. You'll notice there's a factor to the type of person whose pain you have to hold. That you get what I'm saying? In other words, people with a big open heart are self-responsible. They don't ever want you to hold their pain. They want to do all the inner work on themselves and change. So there's a type of person that doesn't feel their feelings. Those are the ones who you hold, right? The type of person in their own egoic denial. That's the person you're trying to hold, right? The parent that never owned their feelings, the person that never says sorry truly and never changes behavior, the person that doesn't own something, the person that says it's all your fault all the time. You will grab their pain, right? Because you don't want to lose them. You believe it's all your fault when you actually deep, deep, deep down know that it's not. But a reason we do that is because those parents taught us to be scared of something. They didn't mean to, so we're not blaming them, but I just want you to know a lot of us are scared of something. And that's something that we all have to face, and that's conflict. And conflict just comes from saying your truth. It comes from saying your truth to people that can't handle it. That's the only place conflict comes from. You saying what's true to people that can't handle it. And a lot of people associate conflict to pain and fear. I want you to never aim for conflict, but aim for truth. And if conflict is necessary, that's fine. And I want you to associate conflict in that scenario as growth. Conflict is growth. Because if you don't face conflict with someone, guess what? You face it inside. The conflict is still there somewhere. And so if you are going to be a big people pleaser and hold everyone else's pain, the conflict is in you. Now you're walking around with resentment and anger and addictions because you're carrying the conflict here. And there's a lot of stuff that it's time to just go, this is not mine. I don't accept this. This wasn't right. This isn't what I want. If I can't tell you that hurt me and you can't hear it and then tell me what you were feeling and what you realized and we go back and forth and cry it out and have a new freedom, then the only way I'm free is to get away from you. And the only way I'm going to get away from you is give you this back. But I'm done holding your inner conflict. I'm done holding your chaos. I'm done holding your inner pain. I'm here to be in my power. And people go, well, I can't do that. I'm a parent. You'll be a way better parent. You don't believe what an amazing parent you'll be. Well, I don't know, your partner will love you in your power if they're the right person. And we're here to become what God made us to be, not what our parents conditioned us to be through their pain. We're here to meet our essence, aren't we? Like we're here to know what our essence is, what God had for us before the interruption on the way. That's what's going on. That's what this time is about. That's what this is about, you getting in your essence. That's what you're here for. For more content like this, join me on the Absolutely Everything Pass. It's life-changing. It's awesome. Almost every Sunday is a guided meditation. Every Wednesday is a Q&A and a talk like you just saw. And hot seats where we can shift people in front of you and you might be the one in the hot seat. It's so life-changing. Join us on the Absolutely Everything Pass while it's still here. We'd love to see you. Happy April.